Alright, welcome back to another episode of the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This episode's going to be about what happened after TNA lockdown on Sunday night, TNA Impact times, and more. Okay, Eric Bischoff and Jason Harvey's company has picked up a new true TV show called Bear Swamp Recovery. The description reads like this. Owned by a large Sicilian family, the crew at Bear Swamp Recovery in New Jersey repossesses what others simply can't. And business booms in the summer when the shore is overrun with careless vacationers and crazy locals who think rules don't apply to them. Okay, next is Sanson and word about this Thursday's. This past Thursday's TNA Impact had only 35 minutes and 48 seconds of in-ring action, up from last week's 18 minutes and 21 seconds. Fortune continued to celebrate after Sunday night's TNA Lockdown pay-per-view ended. Also after the show, Brooke Hogan was taking photos with some fans. Brooke was at ringside during the show where it could be seen on camera. Future plans for the TNA World title are revealed. According to a source within TNA, Lockdown's pay-per-view World title match was supposed to keep people interested in Ken Anderson's pursuit of the TNA Championship. According to several sources with knowledge of TNA's upcoming plans, the whole finish on Sunday night was designed to dip the toe in the water of a match between Sting and Hulk Hogan, while keeping Rob Van Dam a babyface and Mr. Anderson either a popular heel, one source description, or a tweener where the lines are blurred. Okay, it is said that Spike TV, which has been disappointed in TNA's lack of growth and the stale ratings for this season's UFC Tough program, is very high on Mr. Anderson, and TNA wants to do everything to keep the network bosses Doug Herzog, Kevin Kay, and Brian Diamond happy. There are definitely plans for Sting versus Mr. Anderson one-on-one, we were told exclusively. Okay, on with the next part. Okay, they went on to say we will see how this all plays out during this week's and tonight's tapings. But Matt Morgan is also being moved into a already crowned TNA title picture. Possible injuries? More injuries suffered at TNA Lockdown pay-per-view, being those of Kurt Angle and Jeff Jarrett in their match. Because Kurt posted the following on Twitter on Sunday night. Angle Foods won is Kurt Angle's Twitter. We kicked butt. You need to see my match. Match of the year. Me at Jarrett. What a great match. Jeff broke his ribs. I dislocated my shoulder. In case you missed the match, Kurt Angle and Jeff Jarrett had some huge spots that were definite highlights of the pay-per-view. Matt Hardy claimed on Twitter that following TNA Lockdown that he may have fractured his arm during the Lethal Lockdown match. He posted an update on Monday morning writing, "Wow, talk about being sore when you wake up. My back and arm are killing me. I'm sure flying this morning will help. Ha ha ha." Hardy's claim, however, appears false, as PWInsider.com reporter Mike Johnson says that everyone he spoke to in TNA says the total opposite, and that's not the case. TNA Wrestling has announced gut check workshops for Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and Plattsburgh, New York. It's been announced they had one in Mississippi as well this month. Gut check workshops will allow for TNA management to scout up-and-coming talent and give aspiring wrestlers the kind of instruction and advice they can't receive anywhere else in the industry, according to what Jeff Jarrett said. And the gut check, I believe, is ran by Taz. More information is available on their website, TNAWrestling.com. Much like the anonymous general manager on WWE's Monday Night Raw, TNA Wrestling has its own anonymous entity, the network. TNAWrestling.com is teasing that the person pulling the strings may be revealed on Thursday's episode of Impact. Not. Network's latest mandate has Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff beside themselves, and they demand to know who at the network is involved. Will the network finally reveal the one making all the controversial decisions? Yet to be seen. TNA Wrestling website is teasing that the person... Okay. I already read that, so I lost my spot. Okay, Matt Hardy claimed last night on Twitter that he believed he fractured his arm during the Lethal Lockdown match at TNA Lockdown. People who flew on a plane to Orlando, Florida with Hardy did not believe him to be hurt. When his girlfriend, Reby Sky, was asked about the matter, she didn't even know he was injured. As she does a radio show on Sirius. She claimed she was unaware and laughed it off. Hardy posted an update on the situation. Tonight, he wrote, it's extremely sore, but fortunately not broken. It will be braced and taped tomorrow. Well, that was on Monday night. Despite winning the TNA Women's Championship on Sunday night's TNA Lockdown, Mickie James is still weeks away from being cleared to wrestle. She separated her shoulder last month at a house show in Jacksonville, Florida during a match against Madison Rayne, but they explained it was on television that the injury was caused by Rayne and Tara running her over with a motorcycle. Mickie James, who won the TNA Knockout Championship at Lockdown, is expected to resume wrestling at the next set of TNA tapings in 2 weeks. They are still doing one more night of taping, that is tomorrow night, for next week's show. Christy Hemme and her band, Hemme Powered, are playing at the Revolution nightclub in Orlando, Florida on Thursday from 9 to 10 p.m. The club is located on 375 South Bumby Avenue. Former WWE Diva and also TNA Knockout, Serena returned and worked a dark match prior to tonight's taping, but it was not stated who she actually wrestled. As Mickie James wrote the following on her Twitter earlier today, about to watch my sis at Serena Deeb on Twitter in a little TNA Knockout action. Can't wait. Okay, and for the TNA Explosion matches, Devon and Tommy Dreamer defeated the British Invasion. Okay, they set up for the TV taping. Tonight's Impact taping will feature a steel cage match with weapons. The cage is already set up. Okay, these results will be played on this Thursday for April 21st, 2011. Thanks to Eric. The following live TNA Impact spoiler, but he only gave me a partial, as it was on ringsidenews.com as well. It's airing this Thursday, April 21st on Spike TV. Impact opens with AJ Styles coming down on top of a cage filled with weapons. Styles says he's back and starts talking about Brother Ray. Styles said he went to Lockdown to take him out. Ray comes out and talks about how badass he is. Ray says that he will fight on his own time and goes to leave. Daniels comes out and throws him into the cage. AJ beats Ray up in the cage. Gunner comes down, but Daniel stops him. AJ puts Ray on a table and he climbs to the top of the cage. Ray escapes as AJ's climbing up before AJ can put him through the table. Alright, next up you have Murphy and Rob Terry coming out as the TNA crew is taking down the cage and throw them out. They say Beer Money will pay for what they did to Ric Flair lockdown. Beer Money comes out and we have a tag team title match in the cage. Beer Money beat Rob Terry and Murphy to retain the TNA titles, tag titles. Alright, then they go to show Karen and Jeff Jarrett riding a horse-drawn carriage through Universal Studios. Jeff says that the royal wedding will be nothing compared to them tonight. Alright, next up, they show Hulk Hogan coming out and calls out Rob Van Dam. Hogan puts down RVD and they go back and forth on the mic. Apparently, Sting has chosen RVD for his world title defense at the Sacrifice pay-per-view. Abyss versus RVD for tonight is announced. Eric Young is then shown backstage feeding horses. Okay, Kurt Angle comes up and says that the horses are going to crap all over the place. Pay attention to this. This is going to come out later. Sarita and Rosita beat Tara and Madison to retain their titles. More tension with Madison and Tara. Tara allowed Madison to get the beat down and pin. They argued after the match. Royal music starts and out comes Karen and Jeff in all white. Karen sits on the throne and will be crowned queen tonight. They talk about lockdown. Jeff crowns Karen as his queen. A big bucket of crap is dumped all on her and she waves to the crowd. Jeff is staying away from her as Kurt Angle appears and smiles. Angle slams Jeff. Angle tells Karen his mistress is coming for her. So, this is your angle where they are bringing in the former diva, almost 7 foot tall. Yes, you guessed it. I won't tell. She was former WWE diva from well, not really WWE diva, but she was on the NXT program. The tall blonde. All right, this is where the report ended from this fan. He announced that Abyss and Rob Van Dam was up next. Well, here's a total separate report from another fan present at the show, since the previous one didn't finish his report, like I just read. Impact with AJ Styles promo opens the show. Coming down from the roof, he talks about lockdown and asks Bully Ray for a match now in the cage. Bully Ray comes out, cuts a long promo on AJ from the cage, from the stage, teases getting in the cage until Daniels comes down and throws him in the cage and locks it. AJ beats up Bully and teases jumping off the top of the cage. Bully escapes. Next up was Gunner and Rob Terry coming out, wanted to face Beer Money in the cage for the tag team championship, and of course Beer Money accepts. Hulk Hogan cuts a promo saying RVD missed his chance to join Immortal. RVD comes out and they go back and forth, talking about respect. Sting comes out and they announce it's Sting versus RVD at Sacrifice. Sting said the network gives him a clause that allows him to pick his challengers. Hogan got angry and said he's going to find out who was running the network soon enough. And then there's announced later tonight it will be Matt Hardy versus Sting for the title, as well as Rob Van Dam versus Abyss with Hogan in Abyss's corner. And it was not said in the previous report. So that's why I like this one better. TNA Knockout Tag Team Champions Rosita and Sarita defeated Madison Rayne and Tara. Rayne and Tara were fighting amongst themselves. The Jarretts come out. Jeff is going to crown Karen the queen of the mountain, since Jeff is the king. The fans chant sloppy seconds. Kurt Angle comes out, and Angle slams Jeff through a chair. He tells Karen it will never be over. See, it's a total opposite of what the other guy was saying. Abyss defeated RVD after Hogan interfered. Crimson made the save. And all this wasn't even mentioned as the other guy didn't finish his report. Matt Morgan came out and cut a promo about wanting a world title shot, as well as Steiner coming out wanting a title shot as well. Matt proposes a match and Steiner accepts, then beats up Morgan. So I guess that's going to Steiner versus Morgan at the next pay-per-view. Okay, TNA champion Sting defeated Matt Hardy. Post-match, Anderson hit the mic check on both and cut a promo on Sting to end the show. And that ends my TNA results for this week. And I will post another one for next week, tomorrow night, whenever I get home from work and also house shopping. Pray for me that we find out another house, another location I can have the Shreveport connection. Maybe my buddies can come back and help me out with the show occasionally. Good luck in y'all's future endeavors, no matter where they are, who they are with, and what have you. God bless your families, all that. Keep the faith. Remember, Jesus died for you on the cross. And remember, this Sunday is Resurrection Sunday, Easter Sunday as well. Peace out.